Welcome to Tech Deals Hub, where we find the best tech offers and break down real performance so you can get more for your money. Today, we're taking a close look at the Sceptre 34-inch Curved Ultrawide WQHD Monitor, Model C3440x1440 QT168, a 2025 release that's quickly becoming a favorite for gamers, creators, and multitaskers who want serious screen space without paying premium brand prices. By the way, I've added a link below where you can check the latest deals and current price.so. What makes this monitor so interesting right now? First, let's talk about size and resolution. You're getting a 34-inch ultra-wide display with a 3440 by 1440 WQHD resolution. That's roughly 4.95 million pixels on screen, which is about 34% more horizontal workspace compared to a standard 2560 by 1440 monitor. In real-world use, that means you can comfortably run 2 or even 3 windows side by side without feeling cramped. For spreadsheets, video editing timelines, or having your game on one side and Discord or streaming controls on the other, this resolution makes a noticeable difference. Now let's talk immersion. The panel features a 1500R curvature. What does 1500R actually mean? It refers to the radius of the curve. If you completed the circle, it would have a 1,500 millimeters radius. In practical terms, that curve matches the natural field of view of your eyes more closely than flat panels, pulling the edges of the screen slightly toward you. The result? A more immersive experience in racing games, shooters, and even cinematic content. It also helps reduce the need to move your head as much when scanning across that wide 21:9 aspect ratio. But the real headline spec here is speed. This monitor supports up to a 180 Hz refresh rate, with 165 Hz commonly supported depending on the connection. Compared to a standard 60 Hz display, 180 Hz refreshes the image 3 times as often. That translates to smoother motion, reduced screen tearing, and a much more responsive feel in fast-paced titles like competitive shooters or racing sims. Pair that with a 1 millisecond response time, and you're looking at minimal motion blur and ghosting. In real gameplay, that means cleaner tracking of fast-moving targets and a sharper overall image during rapid camera movement. If this breakdown is helping you, hit like so more people can find these deals. Color performance is another strong point. The panel covers 99% of the sRGB color gamut. For everyday users, that means vibrant, accurate colors when browsing, watching videos, or editing photos. For content creators, 99% sRGB ensures that what you see on screen is very close to what your audience will see online, since most web content is mastered in the sRGB color space. Whether you're designing thumbnails, editing YouTube videos, or working in Photoshop, that color coverage gives you confidence. Connectivity is practical and straightforward. You get dual DisplayPort inputs, which are essential if you want to push higher refresh rates at full 3440 by 1440 resolution. Having 2 DisplayPorts also makes it easy to connect both a gaming PC and a secondary system, like a work laptop, without constantly swapping cables. That flexibility is a big plus for hybrid work and play setups. The design is clean and modern, finished in what Sceptre calls machine black. It has a sleek, minimal aesthetic that fits into gaming setups and professional desks alike. Despite being a large 34-inch panel, it maintains a slim profile that doesn't overwhelm your space. And yes, it includes built-in speakers. While dedicated external speakers will always offer more power, having integrated audio is incredibly convenient for quick video calls, casual content watching, or when you just want a clean desk setup without extra cables. That lets address the big question. Is this monitor really worth buying? When you look at the numbers, 3440 by 1440 resolution, 1500R curvature, up to 180 Hz refresh rate, 1 millisecond response time, and 99% sRGB coverage, you're getting a feature set that used to be reserved for much more expensive models. For gamers, that high refresh rate and ultra-wide field of view can provide a competitive edge and a more cinematic experience. For productivity users, the extra horizontal space can genuinely replace a dual monitor setup. For creators, the color coverage and resolution give you clarity and confidence. What do those specs mean day to day? It means smoother scrolling, more fluid gaming, clearer text, sharper images, and fewer compromises. It means being able to see more of your timeline in Premiere Pro, more columns in Excel, or more of the battlefield in your favorite game. And why is this such a popular choice right now? Because it hits that sweet spot of performance and price, delivering high-end specs in a package that's far more accessible than flagship brand ultrawides. In short, the Sceptre 34-inch Curved Ultrawide WQHD Monitor C345B QT168 gives you scale, speed, and strong color performance in one balanced package. If you've been thinking about upgrading from a standard 1080p or even 1440p display, this jump to ultra-wide at up to 180 Hz can completely transform how your setup feels. Thanks for watching Tech Deals Hub. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to subscribe for more tech savings, and I'll see you in the